Hello, beautiful beings. Welcome back to the channel. We are here live on YouTube and also on TikTok. And I wasn't planning to go live, as I always do with every one of them. But when Spirit says to jump on, we jump on. Hey, Angel. So if you are live on here and you're seeing this, please feel free, even if you see the replay, to let me know. I'm just fixing my hair while I chat with you guys. To let me know in the bio, in the chat, even if it's hashtag replay, whatever it is. There's no time with these channel messages. We got the sage going. We got the vibes going. We got the inset ready. We got the cards just in case we need some visual support. And today we're going to be going over the solar eclipse. Happy solar eclipse. How are you guys doing? How are you feeling? Please let me know in the chat. Like, what are we doing right now? What is coming up for us as a theme? I just want to go into that, chat about that, connect with that a little bit more. You know, what are some themes you're noticing during the solar eclipse? Now, before we get into it, a couple of things I want to share with you guys. Solar eclipse is April 8th, 2024. Depending, it could be the 29th. I know some of you guys were like, Shika, but it's the 28th. Yeah, it depends on what time zone you're in, right? Second thing, I'm a mess. We'll hold it down together. Don't worry. I'm so excited to come on here. Spirit was like, let's go on and let's just do a little check-in. Whenever I'm in this space too, the downloads are so deep. So I'm really excited to share with you guys and just connect with you guys. So it happens a week before, the day of, and the week after. So just be kind of just aware what has been going on the last week, what has been going on today, and just be aware and observe of what's going on the next few weeks. Okay. Hey, Mila. Hello. I'm just catching up on your comments. We're on TikTok and on YouTube. Happy eclipse, Tammy. How are you? Angel, just finished journaling about my progress on my strengthening on self-love. Amazing. Dreams are wild. I feel you. They have been so deep for me. I don't know if anyone else is getting deep dreams. Y'all probably are. So happy to be here. Welcome, Brianna. Major shift yesterday. Feel positive. Amazing. You're on the other side. Okay, so if you guys haven't checked out my full energy update, do yourself a favor and just jot a note. You don't have to do it right now, but you can go do that. It will support you because the things I'm sharing here will be updated. It's like a part 2 of what I shared in that video. I also have a meditation energy update video for you guys that is already there, that will support you, that will hold you in your process a week before the day of and a week after. One of my biggest things about this space content online is to ensure that people have access to healing, access to support, access to being held. So I hope that you receive that in the meditations and in the energy updates. And we have a breath work that's happening. And I was going to change the energetic exchange, but it felt good to keep the early bird energetic exchange for the community. So we have it for $33. It's happening on April 8th from 5 to 8 p.m. Eastern time. It might even be till 8:30, to be honest, because I just go deep into it. And you can access that on via Zoom. So if you want to be held, if you feel like there's a lot going on, if you're purging, if you're just going through a lot of energies. Like, I can feel your energy right now. Some of you might feel this is a supportive for you to just receive and to have a ceremony that will support you. So you can sign up. The link is all in the bio, TikTok. You can go check that out and sign up for it. And you can come and just receive. We're going to have an integration circle, open circle, breathwork ceremony. You're going to receive healing, and we're going to have a closing ceremony integration. So integration's key. It allows you to integrate all the downloads, all the things you're coming in to be held, to be loved, and any other offerings. You can go check that out in my links. Okay. So I want to just chat with you guys a little bit deeper. And as we're doing it, I always say, even if it's a replay, to just put in the chat, because it does help you out, right? When you are interacting with the video, when you're interacting with this process, you are allowing yourself to speak into what is triggering, what is coming up for you. And that is my biggest intention for this space, right? So if there's certain things coming up, feel free to share it. Brianna, oh my God, I'm moving out of my home of 10 years. Wow, today there's so much energy flowing through me and my old self. Clinging into the new self pool. Oh my God, we're going to talk about that a little bit, Brianna. I love that you're sharing this. So this is what I'm talking about. When you share more about what's going on, it helps you out. Even if it's the replay, you might even find that your spirit's already here. It's receiving it in real time. So you're going to get some clarity at some point of this video. And that's the hope of what I receive, even if it's just that one little thing. What if I don't know what I'm feeling? That is part of your process. You are looking for this space of neutral, and that will come with time. It will come probably in the shadow work of it, in the shadow period of it. I'm glad to catch you. Beautiful day. I know. Okay. So let's get into it. I just want to share with you guys as well, in 12:30-ish p.m. Eastern time is the peak of the solar eclipse. So we're approaching it. We're already in the solar eclipse energy. Okay. So you're receiving these at the deepest codes. And I'm so excited to come on here with you guys. Okay. The first thing I want to share with you guys is solar eclipse. This new moon in Aries is no joke. It's fiery. It's chaos. I don't know if you guys have been seeing the memes. I just saw a video on Instagram with someone saying, P. Diddy, Kate Milton's happening. All these things are happening in the celebrity. Remember, these are all distractions. Okay, guys, I want to just share this with you. Everything happening in the world, there's a lot of distraction and truth. And this isn't new to you. The eclipse just makes it more apparent. So what is being tested for you right now is, where in your life are you being distracted? Where in your life are you feeling or giving your energy to these distractions? Right. And this could be, perspectives. It could be, people. It could be just discipline. Right. That's a big one that's coming up. Procrastination to the new parts of where you're going, where you're being pulled. So this eclipse is like chaos meets you where you need to see the truth of whatever is true to you and your being and the road that you came here to experience. Okay. So when you are receiving everything, tune into, is this a distraction? Is this me bypassing? Is this me procrastinating? These are questions to ask yourself and breathe with compassion to really allow you. Breathe into it. This is going to help you with your process, right? So many moving pieces. I also want to just make a point, and this even resonates for me personally. 444, there's so many awakenings happening right now. So many shifts happening, and they haven't yet landed in your reality for a lot of you. You're just being told to take that step forward and do the things, but it hasn't yet happened fully in the reality. And that is okay. I find we put so much pressure on ourselves to take advantage of these eclipses and these new moons and full moons to get the right answer, and only that one right answer. And I want to just tell you and pop that bubble and say that the expectation that you're having is also a distraction of self. Okay. So the fieriness that we're getting on the solar eclipse is the balance between the two worlds, the balance of where we're distracting ourselves and the balance of where we need to step into our truth and see the reality of things. So some things you might notice in your relationships and people around you is there might be a lot of bypassing happening. I just had a beautiful conversation with a sister this Gram Rising. They were sharing a lot of what was going on with them. And it's something that I've been seeing with a lot of people, is this bypassing. And I want to go into what is bypassing. Okay. It is a great analogy of this is if you were walking down the street and someone from your past were to see you and say, hey, and just say your name. And you were to avoid and pretend like you can't see that person, that you can't feel that person, their triggers and what they give you. You can't notice them. That is an example of bypassing. It is something coming up either to open something within you, and instead you are not acknowledging it, or you are distracting yourself from it. So this Aries solar eclipse is bringing us to understand where in our shadows are being bypassed. And sometimes we need chaos and all things to kind of just be stripped away from us for us to really see the truth of what is, and not to alter the reality that is being brought to us from the solar eclipse. Okay. So this is one part of what a lot of us are feeling. Again, like this video, share with me guys in the chat what's coming up for you, maybe even like emotions that are coming up as you're receiving this transmission. This is what's going to help you with your process, right? It doesn't help me, it helps you. So I'm just reading your comments as I'm receiving it. So many moving parts. I feel like this is a long time coming, quitting my job to pursue software engineering, buying a house, getting an email, an interview with a big company this week. Wow. Yes, yes, yes. Getting married soon. So much is happening, but everything's happening because you can hold it. So this is something to also keep in mind. Whatever is coming up for you, everything that is happening right now in your life is because your energetic being can't hold it. This eclipse is showing you that the things that are happening, you wouldn't be able to hold it a month ago, a year ago, 6 months ago. So we need to celebrate that. We need to celebrate that the tower moments we're receiving and the firing flame, the phoenix moments that we're receiving, and the rising that some of us are receiving is because you can hold it, you can receive it. Okay. So some of you are experiencing deep celebrations, and it's like a domino effect times 100, where so many things are happening at the same time. And it feels overwhelming, right? So we have two groups of beings that will experience it. And ultimately, we are going to experience both of these feelings. The same thing I share with people when I teach my students about boundaries and everything as well, my clients, right? It's understanding that we are all of it. We cannot categorize things. We cannot only see what we want to see in the flame. We are seeing it all. And that's what the solar eclipse is going to bring you what you need, right? So if it is to see the bypassing it, if it is to see the distraction, so be it. We can accept that with love and compassion. And if it's for us to see the celebrations of what we're having and to give ourselves more credit, where we're playing small, when we've received so much, we've done so much work, and now it's like be in the joy and happiness. It's so funny. I was talking to someone last week and I said, us humans are hilarious because we do all this healing work to have a happier, joyful life. And the moment that we have this moment of joy, we find some way to criticize it. It's not enough, or what if it goes away, or what if this is just a phase, or da 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 da. We find ways to discredit our own worth. And that is the beacon, that is the root of why we have so much that we're holding into victimhood, even when it's not even alive in us, and sometimes when it is. So ask yourself during this time, where are you playing small? Where are you not giving yourself credit in your life? Where are you needing to expand? Where is this solar eclipse asking you to expand in your life, in your relationships, in your environment, in your home, in your career? This is a great shadow work prompt to write down to support you during these next week, okay? I'm just reading your comments. TikTok, feel free to also share. Okay, so I was just talking about balancing my spiritual material aspect of life. We're going to talk a little bit more about that, Lily. Thanks for sharing that. I was very emotional Thursday, Saturday, and I felt sad and heavy. Today, I feel so good and released and ready for all the changes to come. Amazing, Davina. So again, this solar eclipse is all about balance, right? It's about balance on the ball of life, on the rotation of life, in the circle of life. And in this balance of circle of life, as it is, think of a balance ball I'm just seeing, right? We start to notice, wow, like there's so much that I am able to get out of my cup, right? So one of the biggest things is fire ignites the other sign. Some of you might be Aries. Do you have Aries in your chart? Let me know. Even replay. Where does it play in your chart? But one of the things people don't talk about astrology, and why a lot of my energy updates, people will say, oh, I notice you talk very differently, because I take a very elemental, natural approach with astrology. I'm not someone that really talks so much about, the this and this. I do know these things, but I just feel like for me and the community that serves, it's just about talking about it like we're having a chat in the coffee shop. Okay. It's not about the fancy things. It's just not going to support you. Right. And I do believe that at the end of the day, we are nature and we're part of nature. So I'm going to talk about it in a natural way where you can fully receive it. So for example, let's just talk about fire energy with the Aries, right? It's fiery, it's in there, but how does it ignite the other elements in our chart, right? So if we look at earth and fire, right? It grounds us in our spirit. That's where earth and fire work together, right? So if you're finding yourself needed to be grounded, it's going to ignite fire in places of where you need to ground, your healing work. Maybe you need to rest during the solar eclipse. Maybe you don't have to do things. I have mentioned this on TikTok. I'm going to mention this here again. This is not a new moon that you want to manifest. Rather, this is a new moon that is enhancing your energetic field for you to hold what you are manifesting. It is like a little update from spirit and the unknown to let you know where you're at in your journey and if you can hold it. So again, I'm going to repeat this. This is not a time for you to focus on what I don't have in my life, because then we're leaning into the negativity, we're leaning in the less worthiness, and that's actually not helping us, right? So when we have the earth and the Aries, for example, these signs that come together, you are grounding your spirit during this time if you're noticing these elements working a lot. Now, water, right? I'm for example, for me, I'm a stallion Scorpio, right? So I have a lot of water in general in my chart. Now, what I'm talking about with the element of water and fire with the Aries and how it will affect us, for those of you who have a lot of water in your chart, it is heating up the emotions. So some of you may experience outbursts, like Davina has mentioned. You are crying, your chest physically feels a lot of pain. It almost feels like someone's cracking open your chest. You are pouring out grief. You're going through a grieving period, right? So you're grieving an old version of you. You're grieving a relationship. You're grieving something, right? I don't have a magical ball for all thousands of us here, but you know yourself, right? So ask yourself, is grieving a theme, right? Am I grieving something? Am I feeling a lot of anger, resentment towards someone? Am I feeling a lot of sadness, or like just is grief, like did someone pass away around this time and that's being ignited, right? So you're grieving. The fire Aries is helping you with those of you who have a lot of water in your sign to balance your emotions. And that means maybe just crying to feel empty and have spaciousness, but also as you integrate after the solar eclipse today and the next weeks, how can you get comfortable with space in your emotions? How can you get comfortable with not being a victim of the grief, not being a victim of the sadness, not being a victim of the struggle? And this is where karmic ancestral clearing comes in. Where did we learn our relationship with grief in our hearts? And this is what's going to open you up into so much potency and medicine and channeled messages that you can receive on how to navigate opening your heart without taking it on. That's what you're walking away with. So you can have spaciousness to receive. So you can have spaciousness to not just bypass, but catch with love what comes up and say, okay, this doesn't resonate, but this does. And this is what I'm going to choose, because remember, everything is a choice. It's a choice to bypass. It's a choice to not look at the person who's triggering you on the street, that's trying to get your attention, and for you to confront that as an example, an analogy. It's a choice for you to celebrate the worthiness of yourself and your journey, and that you are receiving so many things and things haven't fully landed, but everything is happening at the same time. And you know why? Because spirit knows if they gave it to you one by one, you would find a way to control it all. So this is really testing your opportunity for you to just fully receive all the magic and wisdom that's happening without analyzing it, without judging it, without expectation, without any of that. You can just fully receive it all, and that is okay. So in a way, even though that this new moon's not about manifesting, you see how it is helping you with manifestation. So that's kind of what we're needing to focus on. Okay. Now let's talk a little bit more about the solar eclipse and just the essence of endings, because that's a really big theme I'm seeing. And I'm sharing this because even in my own life, right? It's like right now, the solar eclipse is showing us that we can't go back to anything that is not true. You know, I had this conversation with someone today, and I said that, is it supporting you? Is it allowing you to feel safe if you need to filter who you are at this point with other people? You can explain and communicate, but isn't it more work for you to filter who you are as a being? So a lot of you are needed to really sit with the shadow work prompt or the reflection or the journal prompt, whatever you want to call it, of just asking yourself, what is being asked of me to step into? How am I being called to step into something bigger than me? It's also asking you to clear relationships, to sit with, what am I needing to clear so I don't have to hold that on and I can create more space in my life and also space in this relationship to expand. We have to take the radical energetic responsibility in ourselves to enjoy our life, to be in our life, to integrate all the wisdom. And this solar eclipse calls chaos because in chaos comes deep clarity. Some of you are saying, maybe I don't know what I'm feeling right now. Well, because maybe there is some bypassing unknown. One of my sisters said, this Aries, Eclipse, it's not really hard. Everyone's going through it. And the next moment they're like, oh my gosh, I'm going through it too. Right. So it's just observing. And this is the biggest advice I can give you whenever you have a full moon, a new moon, and eclipse season, that there's so many things moving, there's so much chaos happening, and it's overwhelming. The best things that you can do, right? I'm from Toronto. 6 months, the eclipse is going to show up. Yeah, we're at the peak, guys. So this is the best thing you can do, is honestly just looking at yourself right now, to focus on you, because energy feels and ripples into volume, right? So if there's anything right now that you're forcing for it to happen, this eclipse is going to show you that. And if there's anything that you're not giving yourself credit for and receiving yourself for, this eclipse is going to show you that. And as I sit here, I kind of see a lot of you you're sitting in the center of the fire. You're causing yourself to sit and making it hard for yourself. And really, this can be really easy if you can just sit from the window and watch. You will learn so much, and feel. You will learn so much. We are watching a storm and we're understanding how to navigate with the storms, so then we can feel better. Mother Earth comes with storms to reset our being and our nervous system and our reality. And it happens for a reason. So if any of you are questioning the changes that are happening, let this be a reminder that it is happening exactly as it's meant to be. And I love that Leah just reminded us each eclipse happens every 375 years, and eclipse going to show up. Yeah. So we'll never receive this eclipse, this energy again until that time. So again, every eclipse doesn't happen until how many years? Like this Aries, this deep eclipse. So this is your time to receive whatever is here. And one of the biggest advice I always say is, today is a day that you will never receive again. And tomorrow is a day that you will never know. And yesterday is a day that you will never bring back. So the only thing that you have to do is be in the day right now that you do know and you are living right now. And when we focus too much on the future and the past, we cause chaos, because that is bringing in something that isn't actually our reality. And sometimes those things come in because we're living on that frequency. So again, this solar eclipse is awakening truth within yourself, so you can step into the life and the full being that you are, in your truth and your sovereignty. So anything that is not will completely be stripped away. And we say thank you to it. We say thank you for taking me this long into the path. And now I'm ready to continue to be willing to receive this spaciousness, even though it's uncomfortable that I have so much space, so many new things in my life. I know that it's going to help me. I know it's going to support me no matter what. And when we can do that, magic happens. Let me tell you guys a story. The last few weeks have been one of the most life-changing times for me ever. And I think people forget, as much as I'm channeling this, I also go through these things, right? Because if I wasn't going through these things, if I wasn't crying and screaming and all the things and releasing, I wouldn't be embodied in this work. And I really pray and knock on wood that I don't, because I can't do that I can't do anything. My life path, my soul didn't come here to fake things, right? And when I fake things, I'm not in myself. So I'm sure you guys resonate with this, because you guys are here and we're all truth tellers here. We're all sovereign beings. And I just want to remind you that in this moment, when I started to focus less on the chaos and things I was stripped away from, I noticed that every single blessing I asked for, which really is whatever you believe in, whether it's God, creator, whatever you connect with, the Orishas, when you sit in that time of meditation or prayer, right? And you're connecting with that, and you're sitting there and you're asking for what you want, you're receiving it, and you're literally asking, I'm surrendering to all that is so I can get to or for me to get to whatever I'm calling it. So Spirit's going to create this little storm to reset you, to bring you on that frequency. And you have to say thank you to it. You can. It's free will, of course. But what helps during this time is to say thank you for it. So in this time where I feel, or you feel, that you're hitting a wall where so much is shifting, or maybe a new door is opening and you don't know what to expect for it, or you're tired, or you're overwhelmed, or because I know you all are going through this. I get it. We're all going through it. I'm going through it. We're all going through it. But the biggest thing you can give yourself is the process of understanding that, wait a minute, I asked for this. I asked for this manifestation. I asked for something that is in alignment for me. So, of course, Spirit's going to show me everything that will not work, so I know what is for me that will work. That's how we learn. That's how we experience the big school of Earth School, which you all voluntarily came here to experience. Each of you, no one forced you to be here. Your spirit came here with a specific code that you're overanalyzing, that you're trying to grasp, that you think that is outside of you, when it's actually walking in your blood, in your veins, in your body, in your spirit, in your being, in your waters. And all that you need to do is take this solar eclipse to be present in the fire, to connect with Grandfather Fire, which is really the energy of the unseen, and receive the messages, receive the dreams. Even if you don't remember it, don't get all controlling in this space. Oh, I didn't remember it. Oh, no, I can't journal it. It's in your consciousness. The more that you focus less, that you're grasping on things so you don't lose it or forget it, the more you receive it. And when you stop doing them, then you have spaciousness to receive the lesson it is. So remember that this is a time of reflection and in a time of just seeing everything that's floating into your life from above. And that's really what this solar eclipse in Aries is about. If you look at a fire, what do you notice? The smoke goes up into the unseen. It's the biggest teacher. Do you grasp the smoke and say, where did it go? Oh my gosh. No, like I have this incense burning, which is funny. I burnt it right before I said this, right? You can see the smoke. Do I see where the smoke goes after? No, but I can speak and connect with the smoke and ask for a connection. I can connect with a fired flame, with the candle, and speak to that element and say, hey, this is what I'm calling in. And I have to trust that that smoke, even though I can't see it, that message, that frequency, that whatever is calling in is going to wherever it needs to the spirit team that needs it, right? So again, this is huge for all of us. This is big for everyone. We are shifting beyond anything you can grasp. And just like the smoke in a flame or the smoke in a bonfire, you can't see it yet, but everything's changing. You're moving, you're leaving a relationship, you're starting a relationship, you're finding yourself, you're loving yourself. There's so many things happening. You're getting epiphanies that feel like lifetime in work in just a day's work, in just a days of crying. And this is where the eclipse can support you. So again, if you are really having a hard time, maybe integrating all that medicine, highly suggest you coming to the breathwork tomorrow. It's from 5 to 8 p.m. Eastern time via Zoom. Breathwork helps regulate the system, helps with clarity and everything. It's really great. I personally, I'm grateful that I've become a breathwork facilitator as part of my toolbox because it helps people in plant medicine ceremony. And as a medicine carrier, this is something that can really teach people that the medicine in themselves can really help you, that you have that magic to see that all the chaos and to connect with the smoke, which is your spirit, and to see where your spirit is bringing you to, and to surrender to it, and to bring and to ground your spirit, to clear the waters of your spirit, to listen to the ears. I didn't talk about the air, element air. Apologize for the element air. Didn't forget you, which is important. You bring chaos, you ravel everything together, right? And air, guess what you also do? You ask us to listen to ourselves, to our being, to our intuition. And when we can do that, the magic is unbelievable. It's eternal. It is abundant. It is overwhelming. And that's what a lot of you are receiving right now. So again, if you really want to receive that, the breath work, you can sign up in the link tree. It's in the bio on TikTok. It's on the link in my bio. And we're going to be Zoom together. You're going to get an email as well, just how to prepare prior to and after you register. Make sure your email is correct. Some people have said they don't get the link, and check your spam. Sometimes it goes there. So this will really support you, and ask yourself, how important is it for me to ground what's coming up? So I always tell people when they're doing and they're focusing on tuning into themselves, how important is it for me to do this? That will give you your answer. Just catching up on your messages, guys. I've been having headaches. That's another thing. My face broke out really badly. So we're getting a lot of purging in the upper chakras. Third eye, inside of your world, inside of yourself, how you see yourself, how you see the world. Everything is shifting here, right? So your dreams are expanding, you're purging. So you might have acne that comes from your younger self or your teen years. You're purging everything here in your throat chakra as well. So throat chakra, third eye and crown, your connection to the unseen. And spirit's pulling you so deep into the father sky, into the air, into the smoke of which your spirit is moving through. And that's another big thing. So this is normal that if you're experiencing headaches, it's the pressure of all of the energy, your ascension, that's what you're feeling. We're all getting that from solar flares that are happening all over the world, the solar eclipse. There's a lot going on. NASA's bringing out a whole bunch of, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but they're bringing out some liftoffs that are happening right now. Interesting, right? So these are all ways, but they're also distractions, right? So you have to trust you, even though there's some chaos happening in the world. Trust you, trust your community, do it together. This is what's important, okay? To find this alignment. I'm reading more of your cycle came early. That means you're ready to release something. Our cycle is a grieving moment. It's you literally grieving a seed of witches to create something. And it could be creating birth of a child. It can be creating something in your life. So to understand, this is a time of grieving. So what are you grieving around? Relationships, environment, and family. If you're on the new moon, anyone on their bleed, that's what it relates to. Being very emotional today. Sacral chakra meditation that came finally. Amazing. Yeah, I just posted a sacral chakra meditation if anyone wants to do that. You can do it for 21 days to support you. Again, listen to your body. It's really potent. So if you feel like you might need something more gentle, maybe the solar eclipse one might be a little bit more of ease to you. But if you're ready to go full on into the work, that might support you. Okay, what else? I'm going through the video. I just had an interview yesterday and got a job. Congratulations. That's amazing. It's a pay cut temporarily for my nervous system, but does it make you happy? Does it feel fulfilling? There's so many things. I think we think this is another thing with this solar eclipse, it's bringing fire around abundance. Now, I want to take you guys out of abundance because of the people right away. When I say the word abundance, you think money, you think paying bills. That's what you think. That's our conditioning, right? When I'm talking about abundance, I mean freedom. Abundance means freedom and the access to do as your soul, your heart wants to, and to know that you can fully do that and be supported constantly and to receive the nurturing, the support you need. That's abundance, right? So to look at that, because some people are going through some abundance shifts of pressures where it's like financially, yes, it's a pay cut, but I have more time to take care of myself. And maybe that's a door opening something else, right? That's huge. So you're understanding your sovereignty in work and your energy, because every time you give your energy as an esthetician, as whatever you're doing, you are giving your abundance, you're giving your frequency to whatever that agreement is, to whatever that relationship is. Abundance is really freedom. That's what it is. So when you focus only on the money, that's very limited. That's the first thing I talk about. When I work with my one-on-one clients, I always look at abundance isn't just money. That is very little. And for those of you who are just focusing on money, you're going to start to see that abundance is your life. It is the access that your spirit is able to receive so much, right? So that's something that you're interested in and tapping into. I am offering my one-on-ones for my rebirth. You can apply down below for that. I'm being very selective because this program is activating, it's impactful. And, and I'm also not going to just bibbidi bobbidi boo heal all y'all. You are the healer of yourself. I would never take away that power in yourself. So that's really important to tune into. Okay. Other questions that we have. How can you join the breathwork tomorrow? It's in the link in the bio down below. So if you guys you can do that. I paid to go to a holotropic breathwork course last month and was beyond upset. I had to miss it. She said, no problem. And I can come to the next one on April 19th on my birthday. Amazing. I don't do holotropic. I do a different breath work, which is parasympathetic. It's a sacred breath. I feel like it really supports people because this is just my thoughts again. I find people who've done parasympathetic breath work, it's through a relaxed state. So it doesn't re-traumatize people, especially when it's going through very deep, potent traumas or emotions or memories. So I just wanted to share that. That's just my truth. I want to share. I've worked with people who've done with holotropic as well, but that's amazing though that you're going to be able to sit with that. Migraines, I talked about that. I really feel like myself grieving my youth as I step into it. So actually, I'm really happy, Mara, you talked about this because another big thing with this solar eclipse is your inner child. So some of you are feeling this pressure, this fiery energy that's coming from your inner child. And this is important for you to awaken something that was awakened once again, in that innocence, that pureness, and that you still have in you, but it's reactivating that light, that magic in yourself. Okay. So whatever is preventing your inner child to walk hand in hand with you throughout life, to bring that magic, that pureness, and that motivation that is not restrained from this systematic world, that's going to come up for you during this time, for you to step into the abundance of freedom, right? Because when you look at a child, they feel so free, they feel so abundant. There's nothing that's holding them back because that's what they believe in. It's just true, right? And that's the beautiful healing thing about being with children and around children, or even connecting with your inner child that never goes away. There's no separation of you and your inner child. They're simply the same. They're together. It's a part of you. When people do inner child healing, always think it's a part of you. Never goes away. Just because you're an adult now and you pay bills and you have a house doesn't mean that goes away. And if that's a part of you that maybe is coming up, that you've forgotten this play in the moments of chaos to help support you and nurture you, and to bring that inner child to say, hey, how can we support each other, work as a team to help integrate all the changes and magic? Okay. Where did we learn the bypassing and distractions? Maybe we used it as a tool so we didn't have to feel things, or as a child should protect themselves from certain emotions or truths. So you're here to kind of like reparent the inner child in this way yourself, and access the wisdom that feels good for you and your spirit, to bring that safetyness in self. So then you can fully receive that spaciousness and all the newness that's coming in from this Aries solar eclipse. Super excited for the breath work. Amazing, Cassandra. Okay. I was just married this morning, and we headed with our fingers in the lake in New York to see the total eclipse. So excited. That's amazing. Bring on the abundance. Yes. Abundance is life. And really my biggest prayer, along with some other beautiful space holders in this community, is really for all souls to be free, for each and every single one of you to step into this life of freedom. And this Aries full moon is showing you where you are not free from your negative thoughts, from your perspectives, from your conditioning, from the feeling of your inner child being trapped, like wherever that is. You should really tune into that aspect, right? So if that's coming up for you, really connect with, okay, where am I being asked to let go of this negative talk, this negative fears, all these things? And where is my soul wanting to be free? And this could be feeling small and just making yourself feel small, 111, receiving that. This could be 12, 111, receiving that. This could be the energy of where you feel like you're not cleansing your energy, cleansing the relationships, because there's some guilt or there's confrontation, the issues of confrontation, the throat chakra realigning. Remember the 3 chakras that are being activated, which is this pressure in our brain, because we're getting so many awakenings, so many epiphanies within ourselves that are beyond. So take this time to integrate. This is one of the biggest things I teach, is integration. What is integration? It means your spirit is catching up with the human plane, and you're actually embodying all the healing and the work you've done. And if you're not doing that and you're just doing next thing after next thing after next thing, what are you fixing? What are you changing? What are you not accepting? These are the 3 things I always ask. So integration allows you to fully bring in what you need to come in with and to receive who you are and to choose the free life that you are embodying through the fire that needs to be within us, that needs the counsel of the unseen, pushing us towards this fire and seeing what we need to see. Okay. I'm going to finish the reading, but I'm just answering your questions on TikTok and on here. Freedom every day. Things shifted very extremely and majoring after the lunar eclipse. Amazing. Yeah, I'm seeing that. Like, that's another thing too. What happened in the lunar eclipse that changed? What cords did you cut? I have a full energy update on that. If you guys want to watch that and then watch the solar eclipse, that might help you too, to just bring up some things that were a few weeks ago, so you can integrate that as well. Should we watch the eclipse? Don't look at it directly. It will affect the eyes and actually hurt the eyes. So you can either do this with, looking away with glasses, sunglasses, or you can also work with the people use these little, like, they're almost like mirrors, where you can see it through the box. I don't know if you remember it. I remember doing this as a child at school, where you get to receive the reflection of it without actually directly seeing it. So there's many different little gizmos that you can make at home that are helpful with, like, cardboard boxes. Take it that you planned it for the eclipse. How cool. Awesome. Is it safe to look up the eclipse? No, it's too strong. So the eyes, you want to make sure it's good to eye gaze when the sun is down, but the eclipse is so potent that you don't want to look directly at it, right? So if the retina, but honestly, you're receiving it just by being underneath it. So you don't have to look at it. You can receive it just by meditating on the ground and being with it. And like right now, as I'm talking to you guys, like, I can see it. I can receive it. I can see it moving. I can see its energy. And you can do that outside and really feel the codes, just like you do when you are under the full moon, right? Or with the new moon. It's the same thing. Okay. Can I still receive the energy even if this cloudy or rainy? 100% you can. Good day, everyone. Science. So, what's with the change in Aries energy? I have this also on the recording, so you'll see the recording and you can rewatch it. Okay, so I think that's it that I wanted to share with you guys. I feel complete sharing you all this information. Couple things I want to share. What you can do. What are some tools that can help me with the solar eclipse? So number one, we have the solar eclipse energy update that's on YouTube that you can watch. Hello, you can watch. That will really help you. Number two, there is a full meditation and energy healing that I posted on YouTube that will help you. And three, we have breathwork tomorrow. I have kept it at the early bird energetic exchange because I want it to be more accessible to people. So it's from 5 to 8 p.m. Eastern time via Zoom. And it's a beautiful breathwork ceremony where we go through integration, breathwork, opening and closing ceremony. And it's very supportive for you. And we also have the one-on-ones and the Divine Dharma Lightworkers training retreat. All these offerings and all the things are down below. I'll be sharing a lot of updates with you guys. I can't wait. I'm hoping to do more lives. I'm also hoping to share more updates and more just like conversations beyond the moon with you guys on TikTok and on YouTube. So please share, even in the replay, like, share with me what are some things that will support you on your journey. And maybe if there are things that I know, or maybe there's things that maybe someone else that I know that is in this space, in this realm, that can help you, I will just bring you to those spaces. I'll bring you to those amazing expertise and gifted beings. So I'm hoping to do a Q&A. I feel like that would be really helpful. So just put all your questions in the comments, hashtag Q&A, and then I'll be able to do that on YouTube and answer and do a little video for you guys. Any medicinal retreats you have going on this year? Yes. Thank you, Stories, for asking. So we have one Divine Dharma retreat. There's one that I haven't announced that I'm going to be sharing here. I'm going to do a light share here with you guys and do a full-on one after. The last two are going to fill up really quickly, so I'm going to share it with you. So Divine Dharma is already filling up. It's happening in June in Canada. And this one is a training for light workers to learn how to really work with your own energy, your gifts, heightening them, awareness, shadow work, healing. And for those who are feeling called to rise with the earth, to rise with this new paradigm and be light workers, so many people are bringing and shifting. And this could be for yourself. This could be for your family. This could be for your community, but it always starts with you. So for those of you that are interested, you can go and fill out the application form in the link tree. The last two things that I have that are offerings that are amazing is Aya Madre retreats in Cambo, as well as plant medicine that is happening in Costa Rica. So I just did one in collaboration with Colleen Ariel. I'm super grateful. Been sitting with this beautiful curandera for many, many beautiful, beautiful ceremonies. And she's literally helped me heal. And I'm so grateful and I'm so humbled to be able to now support her and collaborate with her in retreats. So it's her retreat that I'll be collaborating with. And we're going to be having one in Costa Rica for 10 days with Bob Sana, with Madre and Aya, with Cambo, with breathwork, with movement, all of that. And that will be in Costa Rica at the beginning in February 2025. We also have another retreat in Peru in the jungle, and it's going to be so beautiful and be able to do elder practices and elder workshops of jewelry. We'll be sitting with the medicines, Bobansana, Aya Madre, Cambo, and another 10 days. And this is going to be fully disconnected in the jungle, the music of the jungle, and in Peru, in beautiful jungle of the Amazons, one of my favorite places in the world, actually. So I haven't officially shared it, but now, because Stories has shared and asked this, if you are interested, there's only 10 spots for each one for next year. Please send me an email. You can find that in my link tree and just say, I'm interested in the retreat in Costa Rica in February, or I'm interested in the April retreat, or I'm interested in both. Let me know if it's for you. Let me know if you want to bring, maybe your partner wants to also come. Maybe a good friend wants to come. CC them in the email. I will send you the information, and then, and then you'll be able to do an application and see if you're a good fit. But those are the two things that are happening right now. I do have one big training for the Earth Dharma students, which is my training for light workers and earth workers for healing. And they learn so much from somatic to inner child, past life, Reiki, so many things in their training, so they can then share it with their community and be light workers and space holders. But that one is closed for applications. But that will be in the fall. I'm really excited. It's going to be great. So the best way to stay in touch, honestly, is through email list. Add yourself. I've been having a lot of interesting things. Hey, Markima, nice to see you. But yeah, I've been having a lot of interesting things happening with online. So if you guys could, please subscribe, all the things on all the channels, TikTok, Instagram. I know it sounds like a lot, but these platforms are trying to quiet the voices of the truth, and it helps when we all come together and we share, share. That's all I ask from the community to help this world, is to share, to be in your divinity, to be in your truth, to be in your freedom. And so we all can be free, right? We can all be in that excess of abundance and really receive the life that your spirit came here to enjoy. So I love you guys so much. Thank you for taking the time, the presence to be here. Feel free to go check out all the other things that are on here on YouTube and on TikTok and Instagram and all the things. And I'm looking forward to just hearing in your comments how this eclipse has been for you on YouTube. And thanks, TikTok, for joining as always. So I love you guys so much. And I will see you guys soon. Bye.